name is Marina. I've been a student in Broward Prep for 3 years now. I'm an IB diploma candidate, and I'm a member of track team. I came here from Russia in 10th grade, and I was amazed to see how different everything here is. My most vivid memory from the childhood is very standard, I feel like. It's my first bicycle ride, and it happened after a summer of trying and falling, and like everyone around me was so upset with me because I couldn't do that. And then one day my grandfather was holding the seat of the bicycle from behind, and it was giving me the confidence, so I started going on the bicycle, and at some point I turned around and I saw that my grandfather was a long way away, and it was like I was so excited at that point. And it happened to me when I when I was first able to swim too. My father was holding my stomach, but then at some point I felt that there was no hand anymore, and then I turned around and I saw him again far behind me. These are amazing memories. The future is very shaky for me, not only because I'm 18 and I can't make any solid decisions yet, but also because the politics and economy in my country are very uncertain, and predictions are not good or are too good to be true. So I'm afraid that I might not be able to do what I want, and I want to work internationally. I want to be a global citizen. I want to connect with other people, and I want to be an engineer who creates solutions to people's problems and finds new ideas that are beneficial to the humanity as a whole. It's probably too dreamy, but that's what I want to do with my life. I applied to a lot of universities that are great. I applied to 9 universities, and I want to go to each and every one of them. But of course there are some that stand out. I applied to UC Berkeley, Harvard, and Stanford, and these are the schools that I really want to go to. Although the chances are that I'll go to some other school. I want to study biomedical engineering, and I chose it because I was interested in biology and medicine ever since I was a child, but now I also find myself fascinated with technology, and I feel like this is the perfect mixture for me, because if I choose that, I don't want to dedicate so much time to patients, and that I don't want to be a surgeon, for instance. I can always continue being an engineer, but if I decide that engineering is not for me, then I can easily switch to being a doctor. And this is what makes me very interested in this specialization. I was 10 when I first started doing sports, and it's been 8 years. And it was really fun at the beginning to see my body changing and how I was adapting to the new demands. No one actually believed that I'm gonna keep going with it, and today I'm a member of a cross-country and track team here, and I just love being in a place where where all people understand you and they share your struggles and they share your pain. I've never had this kind of support before, because when I was in Russia, at first I wasn't I used to be part of a team, but it wasn't really a team because I was the youngest one. I was a new person who wasn't really good at what we were doing. We were running and swimming, and I couldn't do neither. So they didn't really like me. And then I was doing gymnastics, and I was really too old to start doing that, and I wasn't flexible enough. So again, I wasn't good enough to fit in. And here I feel accepted. When I came here, I finally found a place where I belong with my strive for athletics and sports. So I feel wonderful now, and I spend at least 2 hours every day doing sports with my team. I've never been a bad student. When I was in primary school, I was mostly getting B's, but it was because I didn't really care for what we were studying there. It was too easy for me, so I didn't bother to do homework. But then in middle school, I started getting straight A's, and when I came here in 10th grade, I was so frustrated with not being able to get straight A's as easily as I used to, because here it's not enough to just understand the general idea. You need to understand material in depth, and you need to learn to solve problems and to apply the material that you learn. So I really had to now I have to dedicate a lot more time to practice and learning on the internet how to approach different problems in math or physics or even English, because the way that people write essays here it is an art. It's just a set of skills that you need to learn. I've never heard it before. So at the beginning when I came here it was hard, but then I learned that I need to apply more of my time to it, and I basically lost all social life between running and doing homework and learning how to get all the skills that Americans have been developing since primary school. But today, I feel like I'm not mastered, but my skills are on good level for high school, and it really helps me with learning, because I don't need to worry as much about not writing an essay in a way that it should be. I can just focus on the process of analyzing a book or something. Basically, to get good grades, you need to spend a lot of time doing your homework. You need to be focused in class, and to not be distracted, I always sit in the first row, so the teacher is right there and I can't really use my phone because it would be rude. And I always take notes. These are the only things that I can point out. When I was in Russia, I was in a school where I knew everyone, and I didn't feel like the environment was challenging me. Not only I was very comfortable with all the people there, but also the classes weren't as challenging as I would like them to be. So I was asking my parents whether I can change schools, and they suggested as an idea for me to look at schools abroad. And well, I feel like they have forgotten about it pretty soon, but I started searching and I found a few good options. And although it was pretty late in the year to apply to some competitive schools, I knew that I wanted to find an environment where I could be challenged. So I looked into IB programs, And when I finally came here, I knew, like, I found what I was looking for. I was looking for challenging environment, new people, which wasn't hard, especially when you change schools, and a place that is open to new ideas, and it's not really the case in Russia. So I was searching for diversity and new ideas, and I found them here. I don't really miss my country. I miss the people there, I miss my family and my best friend, but that's really it. My country seems scary to me at the moment because of the politics, and I'm sure that if you follow the news, you would understand what I'm saying. Probably the extent to which it's getting worse is not evident in the international news, but in Russia the propaganda is getting to ridiculous is getting a ridiculous amount of power. The country is basically falling apart because the only thing that now people care about is not people, but the government cares about now is getting more oil and getting more money for the top 1% or even less that control the oil and the laws. And it means that basically all the other spendings are being cut, like on education and healthcare. Also the roads are being destroyed and there are new taxes on everything. I'm surprised that we aren't taxed for breathing yet. And I don't miss the country, I miss the people who are there. And I would love for my entire family and some of my friends to move somewhere. I would be happy if we were all safe from potential tyranny, but I can't really do that. And it makes me upset, but then it just makes me work harder. And this is like what the United States gives me. It's like it has a brand of being the country for hopeful people, for people come here to change their lives, to start anew. And this is what I'm doing here, although I feel like it's getting more and more unachievable here because it's harder and harder to get a permanent status here. I just want to get a good education and be somewhere that's not Russia. So for now I'm using the United States as a place where I get education that's accepted internationally, because the United States is really the best place to get such education. And later I feel like the United States is going to provide me with the opportunities to find a job anywhere where I would want to go. It might be Germany or England or China, I don't know yet, but the United States, like my experiences here, will be the trampoline that I'll use in the future. I want many things and I wanted many things, and I've been many things in my life, but looking at all of this and understanding that I've just recently became an adult is so fascinating, because I know that I really don't know what I'll do in the future. With all my potential from all the investments that my parents made into me, I really don't know what to do with it. I want to do some great things. I want to do some pleasurable ones, like traveling. But really there is no certainty, and I feel like it's okay because no one knows today what they'll do today. No, like many people are in a position where they don't know how their life will turn out and what they will be able to do in the future. It's February and I haven't heard from a single college yet, and I see so many kids around me that are already accepted into university, and I tell them, well, it's fine, now you can go, you can go to Harvard or you can go to Stanford and you know it. But then because this is what I want to go to these schools and they're accepted, and I don't know yet. But then they tell me that they're not sure whether they're going to be able to pay for the schools. And this is something that I'm not thinking yet. And this is something that I should consider in the future. But no one knows how the life will turn out. Everything can change in one moment, especially if the answers from universities are not that you expect. So it's something simple and something that you expect, but you have no control over. And it can change your life completely. And there are many things like this, and I'm scared of them a little bit, but also I'm excited to see what happens.